Welcome to all the bold, courageous, and powerful women tuning into Find Your Fabulous. I'm your host, Dr. Diane, and it's time to ignite your full power. Are you ready to embrace your talents and worth and unleash the wise goddess within? I've got the information, inspiration, and revelation you need to ignite your personal power so you can stop playing small and reclaim the passion and purpose that we all hold within us. Connect with other powerful spiritual women who yearn to be fully expressed. The world needs you. Full power. Let me guide you to find your fabulous and ignite your inner goddess. It all starts now on the Find Your Fabulous show. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Diane Garrison, and you are listening to Find Your Fabulous. It's time to ignite your full power on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay with us for the next 30 minutes and let us help you experience the pathway to finding your fabulous. Every first and third Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Central Time, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where we will have information, inspiration, and revelation to help you ignite your personal power and reclaim the passion and purpose we all hold within us. I am here today on this fabulous Labor Day with my producer, Emily. Good morning, Emily, and thank you for helping me here today.
Good morning, Dr. Diane.
Today, we're going to explore why it is so important to connect to your soul self and how to begin to do so. It's time for Soul School. Now, we have been talking in my past 2 podcasts about how our soul self, our higher consciousness, can help us overcome our nervous system's resistance to change. And today, we're going to explore how to create that easy access to your soul self and inner wisdom so you can create any change you truly desire. It's Labor Day in the U.S. today, dear listeners, and in my home state of Wisconsin, this means it's time to go back to school. After a summer of outside delights, fun and play, festivals and vacations, gardening and harvesting, fall brings in a new energy of change and transformation. The apples will be harvested, the grains and feed corn cut down, and preparation begins by Mother Earth and all her creatures to prepare for the coming of winter. And with the children and college students returning to school, the energy of learning is all around us. What a perfect time for us to learn how to more powerfully connect to our soul self and inner wisdom. Now, I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that our soul self is our wisest self, as it not only holds our own accumulated wisdom, but the wisdom of the divine. Now, Carl Jung, the famous psychiatrist, would also say that it holds the collective unconscious, the memories and experiences of all of humanity throughout time. Now, that is a lot of wisdom. You know, our human animal self, while truly miraculous, has a negatively biased nervous system that is always on the lookout for danger, and an ego that just loves to protect our comfort zones and really tries to beat us up if we dare step beyond the status quo. That is why, if we wish to continue to heal and grow throughout our lifetime, we need to connect to and rely upon the wisdom, the intuition, the guidance and support we can receive from our soul self. And while our soul self has always been a part of us and always will be a part of us, it will remain a passive observer of our lives unless we purposely tune into it. Now, many people on this planet let their childhood limiting beliefs, their program, so to speak, stored in our unconscious minds, and their comfort zone loving control freak egos run their lives. We are set up as humans for this to be true because of our negatively biased nervous systems and because of a culture that really doesn't encourage us to be still and quiet and I can't say that word, calm and reflective, but encourages us to be human doers and to focus on the outside. So what is these people who are all controlled by their unconscious programs and their egos, what do they look like? Well, they tend to be more negative and pessimistic in their mindsets, in their view of themselves and the world. They tend to be judgmental of themselves and others. They are constantly looking for people or things outside of themselves to make themselves feel good, whether it's job status and wealth, the validation of others. Think of the whole social media complex, material possessions, or even the use of drugs and alcohol or other addictive indulgences, all to try to make themselves feel good. These folks are prone to anxiety and depression and are far easier than spiritually guided folks to be manipulated with negative messages and propaganda because they're not relying on the soul self. They are more easily triggered, and then they can be kept in a state of fear, activated with negative messages. It is so much easier to control people who are full of fear. Scary, right? And as we look out at the amount of social media disinformation pumped out every day, it's really scary. And on social media, because of this thing called analytics, you keep seeing the same type of scary information over and over again. Ugh. So, what does the soulful person look like? Well, they are more present and grounded. They have more optimistic mindsets. They are aware of the ugly in the world, but they're not controlled by it. They tend to have an attitude of gratitude and grateful for the beauty and the abundance in their life, and are on the lookout for everyday miracles. They are much less prone to brainwashing and negative messaging because they are able to think critically and they are able to have emotional distance from outside negative messages and can even sense or feel the energy of truth versus falsehood. And they see the higher good in any situation, or at least they seek to find the higher good in any situation. And maybe most importantly, they're much more likely to follow the core commandment of that person called Jesus, which is love one another. Yeah, love one another. Pretty juicy, right? You are listening to Dr. Diane and the Find Your Fabulous show, and you can explore all things fabulous on my website at fullpowerwomen.com. So, how do we become more soulful, more connected to our inner wisdom and guidance? First, I want to say that it does not require you to belong to an organized religion. You can be soulful and religious, but you can also be soulful and not tied to any organized religion. If you want a great lesson on the difference between spirituality and religion, then take a listen to my May 20th podcast with Reverend Dr. Kimmy Vandekaren. It's a great one. But for today, let's stick with how we become more soulful. I recommend that you do some book study and some simple practices that will help you connect to your inner wisdom more deeply. The books will help you expand your mindsets and beliefs, while the practices will help you connect to the energy of your soul self so that your intellect and your energy can be in sync. There are many, many deep and insightful books out there, but I will recommend a few of my favorites. First, The Seat of the Soul by Gary Zukav, an oldie but goodie. This was actually written back in 1989. So these are not new concepts, folks. That's a good one. Then a more contemporary, there is Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. Next, for a more kind of academic, in-depth study here, we have Carolyn Mace's The Anatomy of the Spirit, a very, very cool book. Now, I love Louise Haye's You Can Heal Your Life, which is especially good if you're working on improving your relationship with yourself. It is gorgeous. It is full of artwork, a feast for the eyes, as well as full of just wonderful exercises to help you get more connected to your divine self and to learn how to love yourself. Always a good thing. And some of my favorite books that I recommend to my clients all the time are by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Four Agreements, a classic. Very good. And it's little, look, it's not intimidating. And then after the Four Agreements comes the Mastery of Love. Remember, we want to love one another. And again, not a thick book, very doable. So I recommend that you go to Amazon and check them all out and pick one that appeals to you to begin. You can't go wrong with any of those books. And most of the books are also available on audio if that is your preferred format of learning. We are going now to a short break. And when we come back, we're going to begin to dig into some practices. I'm Dr. Diane, and you're listening to the Find Your Fabulous show. You can find all about me and my empowerment coaching and free empowerment resources at my website, fullpowerwomen.com. Or you can reach out to me directly at my email, drdiane@fullpowerwomen.com. And now, my friends, it's time for a break. See you soon. Hello, we're back on the Find Your Fabulous show with Dr. Diane. And now we're going to dig into some simple practices that will help you connect more deeply to your soul self. This, my friends, is about getting quiet and still and connecting inwardly. Now, some people feel most spiritual out in nature, which is beautiful, but it still requires getting quiet and tuning inwardly. This is the magic, going within. Now, if you don't have much experience with meditation techniques or they make you nervous, it's okay. You can learn this because they're simple, and I have assisted many superhuman doers to learn how to slow down and connect to their beingness, their spiritual self. And you can just start with a few minutes a day. So, first, you need a quiet, private setting where you won't be disturbed. Then you need a comfortable place to sit. Sit relaxed with your feet on the floor, where you will be well supported. Then we practice connecting to our bodies in a mindful way to take our focus from the outside of us into the inside of us. And here, let's practice this together. It's easiest for me just to guide you. All right. So close your eyes. Bring your focus and attention inward and begin to follow your breath in and out of your body. Now bring your awareness down to your feet connecting to the floor, and just really tune into the energy, the quality of the energy in your feet, all those contact points, and what it feels like on the inside of your feet. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just awareness. Then move your awareness up your legs to where your thighs and glutes are connecting to the seat of whatever you're sitting on. And again, just sense into that part of your body and notice the quality of the energy there. Notice all the contact points and see if you can just let all those big muscles melt, melt, melt into the chair. Next, find your tailbone and move up your spine. Notice your upper back against the backrest of whatever you're sitting on. And again, tune into the energy in that part of your body. Notice if there's tension, since we love to hold tension in our upper back, shoulders, necks. Just notice and see if you can soften that part of your body and melt into the backrest. Then finally, let your awareness travel up to the top of your shoulders, down your arms, and find your hands wherever they are resting. And get super curious about the energy in your hands, in your palms, in your thumbs, in each and every finger. Now, bring your awareness back to your breath. And just take a few deep, luscious breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. Now open your eyes and come back to the room. Pretty simple, right? Just take a moment and notice if you feel calmer, softer, more expansive, maybe a little more tingly inside. It's just a way to get out of our heads, out of the outside world, and into our bodies. Very simple, and it's very complicated. Feet, seat, back, hands. The next step in connecting to our soul self is we need to slow down and deepen the breath. Your breath is the easiest way to connect to your inner world, to tune into an altered sense of awareness. And it also creates relaxation in the body. You can use a count as a point of focus, like in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. You just count in your mind as you breathe in and out. Or you can just imagine that you can breathe all the way down into your hip space, so filling yourself up completely. Then exhale slowly and completely. And that looks like this. Let's try a few breaths together here. Breathe in really deep. Let go completely. Breathe in and let go. In and out. Isn't that just delicious? All right, now we're going to add in some visualization. There are endless possibilities in creating sacred visions in your mind, but for today, we're going to play with creating a sacred chamber within you that you can visit anytime you choose to get quiet and tune into your inner world. There are no rules for this sacred chamber. You can make it like a temple space or even a forest glen. You can even recreate in your mind one of your favorite places, peaceful, calm places like a garden space or maybe a dock on your favorite lake. So just take a moment to think about what would be a very special sacred space. I am going to put on some mood music for us, and then we're going to go into a guided meditation. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. Closing your eyes. And deliberately but gently bring your focus inward. Feel your feet on the floor. Your seat in your chair. Your back against the backrest. Your hands wherever they may be resting. And just begin that deep, low breathing all the way down into your hip space, and then releasing slowly and completely. Breathing in and release. In and release. Imagine that with each breath, you are sinking deeper into your own beingness, your own inner peace. Now imagine you are standing in a beautiful chamber, a sacred chamber. It is the center of your soul. What does it look like? Make the lighting just as you wish. Keep it simple or fill it with beautiful sacred objects or perhaps candles or flowers. Make it smell wonderful. How do you feel when you stand in this beautiful, sacred place? Suddenly, a luminous figure appears in front of you, and you recognize that it is your soul, your spirit, your divine self. You feel the love and the peace and the wisdom just exuding from your soul self. She begins to speak, telling you that you are precious, so loved, so needed in this world. And she is here to support you in any way she can. So you ask your soul self, what is the most important thing you want me to know at this time? What message do you have for me? Just open up. Open your inner ears, open your inner eyes, and welcome any message she wishes to impart. Just breathe and receive. Breathe and receive. Let the energy you're feeling inside expand. And know that whatever you heard or felt or sensed is your precious gift. Now thank your soul self for this visit and open your arms to receive the biggest, warmest, most loving hug you can imagine. Let yourself vibrate with this love and support. A hug from the divine. And as this luminous figure slowly disappears, take a good last look at this beautiful space you have created, knowing you can come back to it again and again. It will always be there for you. Now let the image of the sacred chamber slowly fade, and allow yourself to take 3 deep and cleansing breaths in and out. In and out. In and out. Now open your eyes and return to the room. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I am buzzing with calm, delicious energy. Now, the more you visit your sacred chamber, your soul self, the stronger and more potent the experience can get. Anytime you need guidance or support with a decision or a heartache, you can go to the sacred chamber and speak with your soul self. The possibilities are limitless. I recommend a practice of at least deep breathing to calm and ground yourself every day for just about 5 minutes. And if you have the time, visit your sacred chamber. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, but just like you cannot get fit without some exercise, you cannot grow your spirituality without connecting inwardly. And remember, you don't have to do it perfectly. There is no perfectly. You just have to find a way, a method that works for you. And if you need any extra support or guidance in these practices, it would be my honor to assist you. You can reach out by email at drdiane@fullpowerwomen.com or book a free discovery call on the scheduling link given on the podcast description. And you can find out more about me and my empowerment coaching and free empowerment resources at my website at fullpowerwomen.com. You can also find all my podcast replays on my website. I want to thank you all for coming. It has been my delight to be with you as always. Please join me every first and third Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Next time on the Find Your Fabulous show on September 16th, I will be talking with women's financial wellness coach, Rhonda Nordyke, about her new book, Bold Beginnings, A Journey of Divorce and Financial Confidence. You won't want to miss it. Bye for now, and go out there and find your fabulous. You deserve no less. Bye-bye. I'm your host, Dr. Diane, and you have been listening to Find Your Fabulous. It's time to ignite your full power. Tune in every first and third Monday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time on Transformation Talk Radio for information, inspiration, and revelation to ignite your personal power. Connect with other bold, courageous, and powerful women who are ready to stop playing small and reclaim the passion and purpose that we all hold within us. The world needs you, full power. To find your fabulous and ignite your inner goddess, visit fullpowerwomen.com.